if you see for the last few months, Indian market is consistently undergoing a consolidation phase. Uh, though we are feeling very boring in the market, the price fall is not much in this consolidation phase. If you see most of their portfolios, they are relatively near to their all-time high, maybe 3 or 4% lower from their previously he reached the all-time high. So mostly it's a consolidation phase. Generally during correction, what used to happen is that portfolio used to fall by 10%, 15%, individual stocks used to fall by 20%, 30% like that. But if you see any diversified portfolio, it's almost near to the all-time highs, 3-4% maybe away from all-time high. But what we are seeing is the time-wise correction. Stocks are going up, again falling, then again going up, again falling. So we are seeing a time-wise correction. So when we see global markets, where most of the markets like US, Japan and European markets, they are doing very well, we feel that our markets are doing very badly. But what we are seeing is a big time-wise correction. What my personal feeling is that soon we will come out of it, and a new high will be crossed in coming days. That's what my feeling is. Seeing the price movement on the screen, most of the sectors are showing very good bullishness, except a few like IT and all. But domestic dependent sectors like banks, they are showing very good positive signs on the screen. If you see most of the PSU banks, small banks, South Indian banks yesterday went up very sharply to 34 rupees, and in the last 6-7 sessions continuously going up. Similarly, Federal Bank and many PSU banks, SBI, they are showing very good strength on the screen, and I expect that most probably our markets will cross all-time high in spite of all the events happening on the globally. So overnight, though Dow Jones fell by 850 points, Dow Jones and Nasdaq both fell by 850 points. Our markets did not participate when these markets were doing well. So on downside also we will not fall much, because we haven't risen much from when these markets were doing well. And my own experience is that our markets may fall relatively low when global markets starts correcting. And in the last 1 month, if you see that Nifty and Sensex are almost flat, 0.6% changes there. Mid cap also around that range. Small caps mildly underperformed Nifty and Sensex. So overall, the consolidation we had in the last 1 month, and our market has underperformed. If you see in the last 1 year or last 6 months, our market has underperformed heavily against global markets. And coming days, we expect that this underperformance may be negated by our markets doing little well. And one of the main reason why our markets did very bad underperforming was that the foreign institutions, they are selling continuously, and we expect that the continuous selling may stop. Already in the last few days, they are marginal buyers. Once the selling stops, naturally our markets will start doing well. And gold is in a historic bull run. So in this presentation, I have put 3-4 charts related to gold, because out of the phone calls I am getting from clients, out of 10 calls, 5 or 6 related to investment in gold ETF only, because there is a lot of fear of missing out among retail investors. They are panically buying both in gold and silver, and so I have decided to put some few charts on gold in this presentation. There are a lot of positive news where market will get noticed in coming days. One is that the monsoon has ended very well with the near to 8% surplus. So one of the best monsoon we had in the last 5 years. That is one big positive. Then the RBI has done a lot of announcements during the last monetary policy meet. Though the interest rate has been kept status quo, there is a huge announcement, almost 21 announcements RBI has made, mostly related to banks, NBFCs and liquidity things, which will be very positive in coming days for overall economy. So that also will be very positive. Then GST cut is there. Then we have this income tax rate cut, which was announced in the income tax slab hike, which was announced during the budget, that will get implemented in current year. So a lot of domestic related positive news are there. Only negative was the Trump tariff. I feel that in the first, the 25% tariff will be removed. The Russian oil import tariff maybe will be removed. Once that happens means immediately our market will get re-rated. Market returns, see globally if you see that Hong Kong is one of the best performing market. See at one point of time, no, 25 years back, almost Sensex and Hang Seng index were almost at the same level. Whereas now Sensex is at 82,000, Hang Seng after going up so much in the last 1 year still at 26,000. So it's a huge underperformer, Hang Seng, for the last 20 years. And these underperforming markets are now going up. German DAX 23%, Japan 20%, Brazil 19, China 19, and if you see in that list, India is one of the average performing market, almost at the bottom of the list. Russia is almost minus 11. The also other important thing for the market is that the see many of the clients used to talk, some of them used to say that Trump tariff is there, so I'm not going to buy. Like that they are saying. So they want that they need certainty before buying. So if you want certainty means then you have to pay a higher price. Market always works like that. If Trump, I want to buy a share. After Trump removes tariff means then you have to pay 20% premium for the same stock. Suppose one stock is trading at 100 rupees. You want to buy the same stock after Trump removing the tariff on India, because you got a certainty means the same stock at that time you have to pay at 120 or 130 rupees. So market always deserves premium when you want certainty. Right now markets discounts good news in advance are very quickly, and if you want for certainty like earnings, let earnings is not growing, it is just 5%, why should I want to pay high PE? And suppose if earnings starts coming at 15%, when we see that Nifty earnings has gone up 15%, means the stock price would have gone by 20-30%, it would have gone up. So if we wait for good news, after that I want to see the good news first, then after I will buy means, then we have to pay the certainty premium we have to pay. For example, Avanti Feed, last year we gave in our Muhurat peak, we gave around 550, it went to 950 rupees. From there now it has come to again 650, because US Avanti Feed's business depends upon the US. India, US is the largest consumer of shrimp, and because of tariff, this stock fell very sharply, got affected. Similarly, many textile stocks fell very sharply. Suppose I want to buy either shrimp stock or textile stock, only after Trump removes tariff means the moment tariff is removed, these stocks will on that day will go by 20%. Before that it would have rallied 10%, and the tariff removal day the stock would have gone by 20%. So if we want the certainty means, then we have to pay 20%, 30% extra premium. So that is how the market works. So what we can do is that Avanti Feed is there. So suppose if the same tariff continues means, how far it can fall? What is the fair price we can give? 650 is there. So maximum it can fall to 550. Below 550 it is not going to fall, because last many years this 550, below 550 it did not fall. So maximum 20% loss I can make, suppose if I buy the same share, if tariff continues. And if the fall is much less means, then we can buy it. Once the tariff removal news comes, then it will go up very sharply. So like that only we have to take the decision. Electronic means which one, sir? TV, not much listed companies, no. We are not having much listed company. Only LG.
For white goods in general.
Oh, see, white good is air conditioner is a broad space. White good company is very less only there. Whirlpool is there where valuation is very high. That's why LG got a very good response in their IPO. And this is some of the sweeping reforms RBI announced during the last monetary policy meet. So very huge reforms they have announced it. See, banks are allowed to finance for acquisition. This is one very big news. Previously, banks were not allowed to finance for acquisition. All this will boost the credit growth of the banks. Lending against shares, previously it was 20 lakhs, now it is 1 crore. That is why if you see the margin trading, if you see that mostly NBFCs and brokers used to give lot of margin trading. Banks, if you see directly, their exposure is very less because the amount involved is very less. Now that has been hiked to 1 crore. Then lending against listed debt securities, there also they have removed it. And it is one of the other thing is that
funding. They have introduced IPO funding.
IPO funding, many things they have done it, sir. Similarly, suppose if you are having an OD account with a bank, if you are a financial intermediary, if you are having a OD account with a bank, if you want to open another bank account, means you have to get an NOC from the bank where you are having a OD. That has been now removed. So that is also one positive. And exporters can keep their money abroad for 3 months instead of 1 month. So like that, many sweeping reforms has been announced in the recent RBI policy meet. And monsoon almost 8% surplus this time, and it's a good monsoon, is going to aid rural growth, and one of the best monsoon in the last 5 years we had. So this and all will boost growth. So from the third quarter onwards, the earnings growth will be very high. That's what our expectation is. Q2 earnings, now we are not going to have much growth, because there was for FMCG companies destocking was there due to GST rate cut is there. Then tariff, US exporters know their results will get affected because of tariff. But shrimp companies, some of the companies I watch very closely, what they say is that they are saying Q2 will be very good, but only from Q3 only it is going to get affected. That's what they are saying. Because when you send goods to US, means it takes 45 days to reach there. So only after reaching there only they used to bill it. So Q2 is not going to affect it. That's what they are saying. So from Q3 results only will get affected, they are saying, this US exporters. HUL, because of this destocking due to GST rate cut. Banks also to see compression in net interest margin, but from third quarter onwards, the net interest margin will start seeing expansion. And select sectors like auto, NBFCs, they will put some decent results. But Q3 onwards, we are expecting the domestic sectors all will start showing very good results. IPO market very active. See, in month of September, almost 25 companies got listed in main board. There is only 20 trading days are there, but 25 companies were listed. That means almost on a daily basis, one company, new company is listed. It is highest since 1997, January 1997, where 28 companies got listed on a single month. After that, this is the highest, 25 companies. So time to time, we used to get new sectors in the market. Recently, we got this solar companies. 5 years, 10 years back, there are no solar companies listed in our market. Now we are seeing 20, 25 companies in main board alone. Solar companies are there, and many more IPOs are coming. And you see that the solar capacity, if you see that, it has gone up very, very sharply. Highest capacity among all other sources of power. Highest capacity, that went up on a vertical basis. But one thing about that solar is that the power load factor will be very, very less. For example, 2500, 2750 gigawatt is there in solar, means you can utilize just 40% or 30% of it, because it works only during the sunshine is there. Per day, only 8 hours, 9 hours maximum sunshine will be there. During that only the solar works. During night time it will not work. So 2750 is there, means you have to divide it by 3, you have to divide it. That is the usage of the solar. So you have to divide by 3, means it will be less than 1000 it will come when you compare to others which are working. So solar, the power utilization will be less. It works only during the sunshine. This is the cash market action. So September, July, August, September, 3 months also they continuously sold. That's why our market underperformed global markets. In October, first few days they sold. After that they started buying. That is why till October 9, the sell figure is very less. Mutual fund, this is based on last month. The latest data came yesterday. It was the previous month was 33,000. Last month was 30,000. Some marginal drop is there. Whereas this is SIP contribution from 28,000, it went to more than 29,000. So mutual fund flows continuously happening, and these are just an examples of how mistakes investors used to do it. See, generally we used to copy others. We see that Rakesh Jujunwala bought one share, so I am buying because he bought it. he would have done his own due diligence. So by buying what he has bought, I am going to buy, like that. Many people used to do it, and the media also used to show it and flash news that Vijay Kedia bought VIP Industries. Vijay Kedia bought Emco Elican 2 days back, and in 2017-18 period, we used to see the Porinju Veliath, one famous famous investor portfolio manager is there. He used to buy lot of small companies. He used to buy where market cap is 100 crores, 200 crores, and in TV it used to flash that Porinju Veliath bought this company. Immediately, layman, what we used to do that say, we think that he would have done his own due diligence. He is buying, so we also buy. See, many are forgetting that they are putting their point to just a fraction of their investment in that company. But some of we know what we used to put. We used to put 50% or 100% full money into a single company. Suppose even if that company goes to zero, they are not going to lose it. They may lose a small amount. Whereas if that company goes to zero, the same company, we will lose our entire investment value. So just by blindly copying what others are doing is extremely dangerous, because all these are very famous US fund investors, but they have their own style of investing. See, George Soros is a speculator. That means speculation. He will speculate four or five things at a single time. Just by copying a single thing to him, we may lose. Similarly, Jesse Livermore. See, many technical analysts will be knowing him. 100 years back during this US Great Depression, at the time he lived, and he earned a huge sum of money at that time, but finally he suicided. He lost everything he lost, and he suicided. He is also a big speculator, and Carl Icahn is an activist, and Howard Marks is a distressed security buyer. And if you see the Warren Buffett is a long-term investing. Charlie Munger is he both are partners only. Mott franchisee in Berkshire Hathaway, they both their company. And Benjamin Graham's cigar butt. So everyone have their own style of investing. Just we cannot copy them. Even if we copy them, don't try to put full money based on what they are doing it. It can backfire, because you can borrow ideas, but you cannot borrow their conviction. Suppose if you bought it at 100 rupees by seeing it, suppose if price to 80 means what you will do? You don't know whether he would have sold it at 90 rupees by keeping stop loss, but you will be still keeping it. Price will fall to 80, whether we are going to average, or we will be in a blind spot if suppose price falls means. So that is why don't blindly copy what others are doing. Even if you copy means have your own analysis, at least some due diligence you do it, and don't invest full money in that. And this is the fear of missing out. Sir Isaac Newton, he lost all his wealth in the South Sea stock. He lost whatever he earned, everything he lost. Isaac Newton, everyone knows, he's a big scientist at that period of time. Gravity, law of gravitation, he found it. He lost all his entire savings in a single stock called South Sea stock. So it's a big bubble. It's a big bubble. It went up very sharply. It fell. Actually, Newton bought at a very rock bottom level. Around $200 he bought it. He exited at $350. He exited. He was very happy that he made a very good money. And it keep on going up. And he found that many of his friends were holding it, and they are making huge money on the same share. Then again he bought at a higher price at 700. It peaked out at near to 1000. Then it fell very sharply when the bubble burst, and he sold at 130 at a very low rate of 300. By buying at 750 huge quantity, he sold at 300, almost lost his entire wealth. So this is very important, fear of missing opportunities now. This is very important. Right now what I see in silver and gold, it looks like the same, because the number of calls I get from investors now. Silver, everyone taking for granted that silver will go to $70, $80, it will go. Some of them even saying that it will go to $200 dollars it will go. Like that, a lot fear of missing opportunities happening now. People are panically buying. So we should always see that even if it falls, a single stock fall, we should not lose our entire investment. We should be remain in the market. So that's how we should. Here Newton exits broke means almost lost his entire wealth. That's what it says. Mm. It's like this, sir. See, one thing why the Bitcoin keeps on going up is that there is not enough supply in Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin is very difficult as time goes. So that is why the Bitcoin price has gone up so high. But whereas if you take gold, every year 3,500 tons of gold is mined. Many are started saying that gold in a gram will go to 50,000 rupees per gram it will go. Like that people started saying.
So this is a warning to all of us.
A warning means, see, we should not try to chase and put entire money in a single asset. That's what this is. We should be remain in the market. Even if we go wrong, we should not lose our entire savings. Yeah, that previously I have told many things. That I can count a movement of stars, not the madness of man. That happened 500 years back. In 2005, after 500 years also the same thing will happen. Yeah. So near term view, see what I see in the screen. No, there is very good buying happening based on my feeling. I am telling. I may be wrong also. See, bulls are waiting for Russian oil import tariff relief. The bulls are waiting for it. Anytime that news may come. If that comes means immediately stock price will go up. Then there is an ample domestic liquidity is there. Mutual fund we are getting 30,000 crores we are getting it, and performing companies will see good movement and will remain a stock pickers market because some of the export oriented and all depends upon the global policies and global events. Q2 results and US trade tariff, these two need to be seen. Okay, thank you.